Hello guys, welcome to another tutorial of PostgreSQL. In this tutorial, I'm going to discuss about the JSON type data in PostgreSQL. So JSON data, as we all know, is the data that we fetch from our servers, and JSON data is the raw data which is put into a structural form into our websites or our mobile applications by various languages such as HTML, CSS, and XML. So JSON data is basically the raw data that we fetch from our servers or the databases. So we can store JSON data in our database with the help of PostgreSQL. So this is a very important feature and a very important aspect of PostgreSQL. So we don't need to have to encode it at a later stage by our database backend languages that are PHP and other Ruby languages and Django. So we don't have to encode these things. We don't have to encode our data into the JSON data with the help of those languages, as we could directly store the JSON type data in our databases. So now I will tell you how to store JSON data and declare JSON data fields in our PostgreSQL. So first of all, we'll be creating a table, and we will use create a table JSON data of id, that is the integer type, and the second would be a document that is of JSON type. So you will just create this and you see it returns successfully. So the JSON data, it will contain, I will just insert some values into it. Insert into JSON data values. So the id is 1, and now for the JSON data I will tell you how to enter it. As you know, the basic structure of JSON data is within curly braces, and so we will put the first opening curly brace, and I will put the field name, that is the name, and I will put the value of Rahul. Next I will put the address, and you could just put another JSON type data in this, another curly brace, and you could just write lane 1. That will be anything of your choice, your lane. You could enter, I entered my lane. Lane 2 would be, and then the pin code. So I won't put much in it. So this type of this JSON type of data, it consists of the name and the address of a person. So the basic structure is of name and address. Address consists of three fields, that is the lane 1, lane 2, and the pin code. So this is the way I'm declaring the JSON type data. Now I'll close my main structure and close the JSON type data. You could just copy this. I have an error. Oops, I didn't put the commas here. Yeah, so it returned successfully now. You could enter another value. You could just alter these values. You could enter Rishi. You could make it 2, and the pin code would be 48, and you could see that it enters. Oops, the value, and I forgot it again. And you see that it runs successfully. Now I'll tell you how to fetch the values, that is select star from JSON data, and you would see that oops, you don't able to see it, just enlarge, and you see that I have a JSON form of data in my output pane, and this shows me the full JSON type. You could extend this to, and you see that I have Rahul and Rishi, and this is the full data. So next I'm going to tell you how to fetch a particular field from our JSON data. So you could use select doc, that is if you remember the document that I mentioned, and this symbol here, it means that it means to look up the JSON type data in the following field name that I will enter, that is address, and from JSON data. So you could see that this operator here, it tells up that inside doc you have to look up for the address field and you have to display those results. And you could see that I will have only the address field now. So if you could see that this gives me only address field. So this is the way you could enter a particular field in a JSON type data. So next we could use now if you want to access something inside the address part, so I will tell you how to do that. So you can do that by you can create one arrow for this, and then you have to create another one for postcode, and you see uh, oops, postcode should be in quotes. So you will see that this runs now, and it's not postcode, it's pin code, and you see that it gives me 110024 and 110048. So you could see that how it works. It means to access address and then to access pin code from the JSON data. You could enter where fields where id equal to 1, and it would give me only 1. So this can be applied to any form of data. So we can also use this in a very simple method, that is you don't need all these arrows. You could just write select doc hash, and then extractions, and then just enter address and pin code from JSON data, and you could see that I get the same result, and but a different syntax this time. So this was all for the JSON tutorial. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Subscribe for more and stay tuned.